Okay, so I'm probably going to have to take 2 videos to do each page, but here's the first one. It says describe the transformations that are occurring by identifying the A, the B, the C, or the D. So you need to use the yellow sheet of paper that we did in class today and figure out where it's located. So on the first one, everything is inside the parentheses. So that means if I see the front paper of my yellow paper that I have today, the letters that are inside the parentheses are the B and the C. So I'm gonna put B is equal to 4 because it's the number that's in front of the X. And according to my notes, because it's a big number, that means greater than 1, then that means it's going to be vertically stretched. And then the number -1 is the letter C. And because it's minus, according to my notes, because it's minus, it's gonna move to the right. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna identify the A and the whatever the letter is and explain to you, and then you have to look at your notes and write down what it is. So for number 2, I'll look at my yellow paper and the number is in front of the X, and it's not inside the parentheses, so that means it's the A. But it's a -2. So when I look at my notes, I need to make sure that I choose the one that says it's a reflection over the X-axis, and also look at the 2 and figure out is it vertically stretched or vertically compressed. The next number is +5, and it's not in the parentheses. So when I look at the yellow paper, the letter that's not in the parentheses that's outside is the letter D. So D equals 5. When you go to your notes, then it's either going to be that it moves up or down. So you need to look at your notes at your yellow paper and figure out which one it is. All right, number 3. The 3 is in front of the parentheses, so that means that's A. And it's a bigger number than 1. So then that means this is going to be vertically stretched. And then the 2 is inside the parentheses, so that's the letter C. So I do the opposite because inside the parentheses on the front page, it says it's supposed to be a -C. So that means this is a -2. And because it's a plus sign in the parentheses, according to my notes, if it's plus sign in the parentheses, it moves to the left. Remember, you have to tell me what A and D is. I'm not taking your homework if you just do everything, all the odd ones, and leave the even ones just the way I left. You have to tell me what's the A and the D gonna do. Okay, here's number 4. Okay, so we look at this, and the -1/2 is inside the parentheses, so that means this is the B. Right, so I look inside my notes, and you need to tell me that the negative is going to make it reflect over the y-axis, and then you need to look at the 1/2. The 1/2, you're going to tell me, is it horizontally compressed or is it horizontally stretched? You need to look at that and think of 1/2 as 0.5. The number 3 is inside the parentheses, so that's the letter C, and we do the opposite, so it's -3. Remember, you go and look what happens when it's a plus sign inside the parentheses. They're going to move left or right. The 7 is outside, so that's the letter D. Make sure you look inside your foldable and see, because it's a +7, is it going to move up or down? We're doing number 5. This is a -3/4, and that's A. So because it's negative, it's going to reflect over the the x-axis. Okay. So the C is the number that's after the X, which is a -8. We do the opposite, that's 8, and it's going to move to the right. And then it has a +2 at the end, that's the letter D, and that means it's going to move up. I also forgot, what is that 3/4 going to do? It's going to be vertically compressed. Okay, I'm going to have to erase number 5 to give me room to help you with number 6. So we clear this one off. Make sure you pause any time. Remember, I only have 10 minutes to do this first page. All right, number 6. The A is the number in front of the parentheses, so that's 2/3. Okay. So go and look at your notes. Is they going to be vertically stretched or vertically compressed? It's a smaller number. It's closer to 0, so that should help you figure out which one it is. Then the letter number inside the parentheses, the first one is 6. So you're looking at the B and see, all right, what happens when it's a 6? Okay, it's inside the parentheses, so what's going to happen? Okay, you're looking at the left column of your foldable. The right column. The letter C, we do the opposite of this, and that's -1. So we go and look at our foldable, and we're looking at where it says investigating the C. What's going to happen when that's a plus sign? Is it going to move left or right? Then the last number is D, which is -3. We got to look at the bottom of our notes and be like, all right, because it's a minus on the outside of the parentheses, is it going to move up or down? So this is what you guys need to do. Pause this anytime, explain that, okay? I gave you the A, B, C, and the D. You have to tell me what each thing is doing. Press clear. We're moving up. Sorry, I keep pressing clear and not pressing the arrow. Okay, so we're gonna do this one. The best way to do this one is to do it on Desmos, okay, is to try to see what's going on. So I'm gonna hit this arrow so we can go to Desmos. All right, go to Desmos, click this off. Okay, the first one is X, so I'm just gonna put X, lowercase, press enter, go back to the homework, and it's -X. -X. All right, so the -X, they're intersecting, so that means they're reflected. The negative is outside the parentheses, so that means it should be the letter A. So we go back over here, go back and write. The A is -1. So because it's negative, it reflected over x-axis. So how I did that one, you can do the rest of them. If you don't, then you can do exactly what we did for the top. So for number 8, you ignore this one, you're looking at this. There's no parentheses, so that means it cannot be the letter B, it cannot be the letter C. It's not in front of the X, so it's not the letter A. So this one has to be the letter D. So when you look at your foldable, you're trying to figure out it's a plus D. So I'm looking at the one at the very bottom of the foldable. Did it go up? Did it go down? Because it's a +7. Okay, we go to number 9. You look to see what f of x is. It's 2x minus 3. So over here, I'm not looking at 2x minus 3. I'm looking at what's different. The difference is the 6. So I go to my foldable and I look at P where the 6 is. The 6 is outside the parentheses, so that means that's letter A. I open up the foldable and I look at the letter A, and it's not closer to 0, so it can't be vertically compressed. This is going to be vertically stretched. But if you don't like doing this, then all you got to do is type it into Desmos like I did the other one and explain what's happening. Okay, we clear this one off when we go up to number 10. And then I'm going to have to pause this video and then do another one for the other page. All right, here's this one. So we look to see what's different. They both have 10x, so I can cross that out. And I'm looking at the 1 and the +4. So you're telling me what changed. It went from a 1 to a 4. So that means it changed what? By how much? It went 1 to 4. So what did you have to do to go from 1 to 4? You had to add 3. So if I added 3 and I'm outside of the parentheses, that means I'm the letter D because I'm not in the parentheses, I'm outside. So I added 3, the 3 made the graph go up. So you put up. And I know I did number odd one, but it's okay.